guys hear me okay? Just gonna wait a little bit. Let some people show. Hey, we got a viewer. What's up? Is that better? I think there's no audio right now. I had a lav mic set up, but I couldn't figure it out. I don't know. I'm old. Hey, we got 4 viewers. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, it sounds like you can. If you're commenting and you're not seeing it, let me know. Oh, oops, that's it. Okay, I think that fixed it. If anybody wants to comment. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Sorry guys, what's up? How you guys doing? I re-enabled chat. I don't know what was going on. We got 10 viewers. Awesome. What's up, guys? We're going to get started in just a minute. I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of time so everybody can kind of join in that wants to join in. This is going to be my weekly live stream. Hopefully the audio is a lot better going forward than this. I had a lav mic set up. I'm just apparently technically challenged, so I don't know. I'll figure it out next week though and get it all set up. I did a test unlisted stream yesterday. I don't know, it didn't work, whatever. Feel free to drop something in the comments. I'll try to stay engaged throughout this whole thing. I'm hoping to go for about an hour, maybe a little longer. My goal today is to go through and build a little project. I need to build a Sandpaper Caddy for the new sandpaper that I've got. I also am planning on highlighting a couple of viewer projects. And then kind of give it a little shop update / lockdown update from the shop, and hopefully get some feedback from you guys on what you hope to see in future episodes of Morning Mo and Joe. So we'll wait for just a couple more minutes to see who else wants to join there. What's up, Tiger Beetle? How you doing? This is new to me. All I've done is I did one Instagram stream a couple weeks ago to get comfortable with it just a little bit, and then I did just a test stream yesterday just to make sure all my tech was working okay. Oh, cool. So 14 people in the stream. Hopefully a couple more joined in later, but whatever. I'm Rick. I am the host, I am Wood.Work.LIFE, whatever. I'm Rick. We are currently on lockdown, going into week 6 here in the shop. I work usually full-time for a tech company. Hard to imagine with the audio issues today, but that's what I do from a day-to-day basis. No volume still? You guys still can't hear me? Can I get a, from chat, just confirmation you guys can hear me? I checked it just a minute ago. I work, it's showing up local, but let me know. I work in a tech company normally. That's my day job. I tend to get all of my woodworking done in the evenings and on the weekends. I started out woodworking, really doing home remodeling, kind of the usual path that most people go through. I did home remodels for about 2 years, and then I was kind of a general handyman. I focused on building decks for a couple years. I didn't really get into fine woodworking until probably my late 20s, mid 20s, when I started working for like a super high-end speaker company manufacturing cabinets, and I learned a lot about like CNC work, and I learned a lot about you know, veneering and cabinet making, just a lot more of the fine detail in woodworking. So shout out to my buddy Ryan Scott, who started that speaker company up, and where I kind of learned most of my kind of fine woodworking capabilities. From there though, I just went back into the grind. Cool, glad you guys have sound. Awesome. I'm sorry if it's a little boomy. I have a lav mic. I don't have it working yet. Hopefully for next week we'll get it all worked out. Sorry, this is really weird. The chat's like 2 minutes behind what I'm saying. I don't know if any of you guys have ever live streamed before, but it's super weird. So what I'm hoping to do. So every Sunday around this time, 10 Central, just kind of trying to get it in before the rest of the day starts here around the house. Usually Sundays I keep to the family, but hey, you guys are family. So I'll share an hour of my time with you guys in the shop to show you kind of what I'm up to. I want to highlight some of your projects. Hopefully that works later. And then I want to maybe, although today because of the technical difficulties I won't probably be able to get to it, build a project every week with you. Just a really quick something that I can throw together. Usually probably a shop project or some sort of like quick hacky thing. But I'll do that here. What's up, California? Hope you're doing okay over there, Tiger Beetle. Yeah, so that's me. That's what I plan on doing. Basically, after I finish my morning chores, I'm going to be coming in here to do my live stream. So I got to go out and get the lawn mowed. This stream was made possible by Toro, so definitely go check out their website. They sent me the new time cutter, which is the amazing, here I'll show you. This amazing piece of machinery right here. It's a riding Z-turn lawnmower with a built-in suspension. It's like all the cutting edge features. Really cool. I've got the 52-inch model where they make smaller and broader versions. I just moved out to 3 acres, so it was really nice. I can get through my whole like 2+ acres of grass in like 40 minutes, so really saves me a lot of time. Probably why they call it a time cutter. Anyway, enough about mowing. Let's talk more about woodworking. Give me a back in shot. Okay. Cool. So that's that out of the way. Kind of a shop update as far as what I'm working on lately. So just recently I finished the this thing you can see here in the background. Just a caddy for all of my tool organizers. I've got some video shot for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it up on YouTube or on Instagram, so I guess let me know in the comments if that's something that you're into. Hey, what's up, Dad? Good morning. Just saw your comment. So I'm not sure if that's something you're into. It's a pretty simple project. It's just kind of like MDF screwed together with some cleats that I put in there with glue and pin nails, and then I painted the whole thing black to kind of match my shop aesthetic. Just trying to get like super organized. I even took some of my like smaller like not hand tool, but like my smaller like hand power tools, and I actually like shadowed them in some of these boxes just because they were kind of falling to the bottom of drawers and whatever. And I wanted to make sure that not sure if you can see that, but I wanted to make sure that I was like kind of covering them. Here, flip the screen around. I just wanted to make sure that they were like easily available and at hand when I needed them. So that's pretty cool. So there's a couple of tools in there, and then otherwise it's just a lot of like hardware and stuff I'm trying to stay on top of. The other thing that I've been working on, let me know as I walk away if the audio gets too bad. I'm trying to be as good as I can here. But the other project I'm working on, here, let me reframe the shot. The other project I'm working on is the oak workbench that's been like my dream workbench for a long time. It's just a lot more work than I thought it would be, so I keep just chiseling away at it. With these giant beams, they were air kiln, or they were solar kiln dried, but they're so thick that as I am surfacing them, I keep finding more and more like twist and the movement of the boards. So I've had to remill these several times. They're finally milled properly. Now I'm just trying to find the best route to go about doing the joinery. So I'm just kind of, this is a kind of a passion project. I'm just kind of letting myself kind of take my time with it. Sorry, but yeah, that's kind of what's happening there. The other thing, and I haven't, let me reframe again. The other thing I'm working on, and I'm still like in the middle of it, is putting together some raised planters out in the garden for my wife. She's wanted to get into gardening. We've already got all the plants started, so I'm kind of up against a timer. But we're building a bunch of raised cedar planters. They're right outside this wall right here. I've got 6 like low raised planters that are about like 3 or 4 feet long each. And then I've got 2 long, like 8-foot planters, and then a trellis on the wall that I made. It's actually more like a fence, where it's 3 4x4 posts, and then some 1x4 slats horizontally. I'm going to use those to trellis like tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever, and then also to hang some like potted plants. Cool. Let me just check the comments real quick. The town of Erin, where's that at, Charles? Shop organization, Charles Emery. Yeah, I'm debating. I really want to edit that and put it on. Raised plants as a shop project. Okay, so I guess I'm on the right track. Either way, it's just kind of what I need to get done. But I'm happy to share it with you guys. It's just, you know, the efforts of like going through all the editing and stuff, getting it together. It's just kind of one of the hidden blessings / curses of YouTube, is that, you know, I don't want to spend 7 hours editing something that nobody cares to see unless I've shot it in some way that interests me. But that always doesn't necessarily, that's always not necessarily the case. But hey, when I get it onto the editing bench, if it's any good, I'll definitely post it. All right, so Erin is in Wisconsin. That's cool. Oh yeah, first cup of coffee. Still pulling it all together. Okay, so I introduced the show, I introduced myself. That's kind of the update from around the shop. Real quickly, if we want to go through and knock out this project with the Sandpaper Caddy, I guess come along if that's something you're into. Let's get into that. So I'm just going to kind of talk through it as I go. If anything gets too loud as we move through this, please let me know. I'm hoping that the audio doesn't clip too crazy, but who knows, because this is my first time I've built anything live on stream. I haven't fully thought it out. I just have this MDF left over from another project, and we'll go from there. So this is my Laguna table saw. This is my newest tool in the shop. It's a 52-inch full rip fence. It's got everything, the dust collection with the 1.5-inch overarm, and then I've got a dust right there on the wall. I'm not sure if you can see that in the shot or not. Yeah, right there next to the caddy is a dust right with the air filter there on the wall. So the goal is, I don't know exactly how I want to do this, but I think I have this sheet, and I think it's like the perfect size. I hope I don't hit the computer. Yeah, it is. So I just need to cut this down into dividers and into the side pieces. I don't know how much sandpaper I can store. There's so much in here. So thanks to Mirka, first of all. Mirka sent me their new their sanding system, as well as a bunch of their Abernet sandpaper to use on future projects. I met Mirka while I was at Workbench Con this year. Julie, just a fantastic lady, their marketing manager, and just talking about, you know, their company and what they've done in the community and stuff like that. Just really nice people. They're really interested in doing some cool stuff, so hopefully we'll see some cool projects with me and Mirka coming soon. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of sandpaper though to store. If each one is, what is that? Let me grab my tape. So if each stack is like 4 inches thick, and I need a 3/4 inch extra. Do I have any repeats? So this is 400 grit, definitely need a stack of that. This is 80. This is 220, definitely need that. We'll probably keep these. These are like buffing pads for when you're like doing a mirror finish. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit. Beep. Alright, let me know. Can you guys see all right? Check the stream. How is your water loop desktop build? Thanks, Dad. Yeah, I could use a 6-foot cameraman if you want to come help out. And I do post plans for my work. I have a couple for sale on my website, and then I also, if you're a Patreon supporter, any of the plans that I do, I put for free on there. So if you are interested in plans, check that out. And then Abraham Palacios has the water loop desk holding up. I actually deconstructed it, not because it was failing or anything, but just I wanted to build a wider desk. So that podcasting desk video that you saw, that actually replaced Slab Ripper. I took all the components out of Slab Ripper and I built a new just like tower PC. And then I actually took the slab from Slab Ripper, cut it down, refinished it, and I gave it to my mother-in-law as a work from home desk with all this stuff going on. So it's still alive in principle. I think it's left over. I don't know. I have a hard time throwing any pieces of Slab Ripper away. I put so much time into them. Well, I don't want to derail too much when we get back to the project. So just got to sort through what I need here. This is another finish pad. These are very cool, by the way. This is Merca. What are these called? These are the Merlon. So they're like Scotch-Brite pads on a sanding disc, like pre-cut, pre-set up. I've used Scotch-Brite a lot to buff out finishes because it gives you that nice like mirror finish, but that's really cool because it's like pre-set up and it's not going to just like clog up your hook and loop. All right, 150, need that. 360, not as common. I usually use 400. Extra 150. This is 220. I think I already got the pack on here. Yeah. 80. Do I have a pack of 80? I do. And 400. Already got that right here. Okay, cool. So I need 5. 1, 2. Yeah, I need 4. We'll just do 5 for good measure. Little sections that are each 5 inches tall. Because I need 3/4 inches for the bottom, so it'll be 4 3/4. So I need 3/4, so 5 3/4. I'm always bad at this, like figuring out, like adding the top and the bottom. So I need 4 sections, so that's 5 dividers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 dividers. So I need 5 times 3/4. Which is, hey Google, what's 5 times 3/4?
The answer is 3.75.
3 3/4, okay. 3 3/4 plus 4 times 5 is 20. So 23 3/4 total height, all right? $23 23 3/4. Let me check the comments real quick, see what's going on. Cool, thanks, man. Yeah, I really appreciate the support on Patreon. I'm trying to just give people what they want there. I mean, if they want free plans, happy to do it. If anybody does want more features on Patreon, Patreon's really just like, if you're going to support me, I'm going to support whatever you're looking to do. So just let me know if there's any other features you want on Patreon. What's up, Kenny? Hey, from Scotland. How you doing? Why did you go with Laguna versus another manufacturer like Sawstop or Grizzly? So I like Laguna because of the quality of the fence, it's a little bit higher than saw stop. The saw stop feature is phenomenal, but when you really look at building out this same exact table saw using the saw stop kit, it's like a $5,000 saw. So as far as like the technical capabilities of the saw that I can afford, this one, I mean, this is an expensive saw still, it's like $2,200, but to get all of these same features, the extended wing, the dust collection, the overarm, all this stuff, are all add-on upgrades to the saw stop. So yes, my fingers are very valuable, and yes, the saw stop is a phenomenal saw. It was really just a matter of dollars and cents why I went with Laguna versus saw stop. Would I recommend a saw stop? 100%. Would I recommend a Laguna? Absolutely. It's really just a matter of personal preference and the features that you need. I needed more capacity, more cast iron wing, and better dust collection, more than just that one feature. Personally, I like these overarm dust collections because you can leave the arm on almost all the time without impacting your cuts, and getting the better dust collection. So just like a win-win-win setup over here. So if this is on here, I'm much less likely to put my hands anywhere near the blade. So it's just the ability to leave this on really, to me, is a big feature, especially for safety and things like that. Let me move this so I can get this saw coming on. Let me know if my audio peaks and I'll change it. This is a 3 horsepower, 220 volts. Yeah, 3 horsepower, 220 volts Laguna. Really, if you need more than that, you're probably cutting rough lumber or something that might not be, that you might want to cut like without a table saw first. Oh, the other thing is that this compared to the saw stop, at 2000, this comes with the upgraded like professional level miter gauge, which is nice too. I mean, yeah, I still need to build a crosscut sled for this because regardless of whether you have a miter sled or not, regardless of whether you have a nice miter gauge or not, it's still good to have a proper, whatchamacallit, crosscut sled. I can't think today. Need more Joe, less Mo today, I guess. Okay, that's not clear. Alright, and this is not preferable. Get my ear protection on. I also just went through yesterday, and I'm not sure if you saw my Instagram stories, but my wife actually hung out with me, and I did a bunch of like shop organization getting ready for the live stream. I wanted my shop to be presentable, what can I say? So I've got everything like Velcroed everywhere, like, hey, that's much right there. What? I'm not done yet. I'm live. I'm not on Instagram live. My wife is just checking to make sure I'm live everywhere. Okay. Let me see. Did that kill your guys' earphones? Hey, I love your channel, but I'm French and I don't know you. Hey, I'm Rick Lefevre. Not French, but good to meet you. I guess French heritage. How was the audio for when I had the saw on and the dust collector? Is that okay? Did that clip crazy? Hey, I love your channel, but I'm French. Alright, so we got the two sides cut. Now I really just need to set the fence to the width of this guy here. I like to, when I can, I like to just set things to like the actual dimensions instead of like measuring. Because you can always screw up when measuring. You know, there's granularity and whatever, you know. You can always just screw up from being overconfident in your ruler or whatever. But when you're actually cutting to the actual dimensions of an item, in this case, this sheet of MDF, it's hard to screw up. So there's that. Okay. Put my miter to the other side. Did everyone just die and leave when I turned on the table saw? Hey Mom, what's up? Well, no comments saying that anyone died with the table saw sound, so hopefully something OBS or whatever figured that out and compressed the audio. Alright, now I'm just going to batch out. I need 5 of these, right? Yeah, 5. How's everybody holding up in the coronavirus? Everybody alive? Everybody doing okay? Let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, that's right. I did these on. So I actually cut this. I forgot these are like offcuts that I cut with the. I cut with the track saw. So these are actually 2 different thicknesses because the track saw is not 1000% square to the edge of the piece. So I'll go through and rip these real quick. I'll just go to one common direction. So these should all be good. Make sure all this is the same. Good enough for shop project, yes. Alright, then I'll go through and rip these both to a common dimension. But yeah, that thing's been working better, but oh yeah, I think I scared everybody away. Hey. Who can't hear me? Andrew to halt. What am I doing? I am cutting a bunch of pieces for a Sandpaper Caddy. So it should be a pretty quick little project, but just something fun. So I'm just going to nail this together, just because why not, right? I might put some glue on these outside edges. Yeah, I'm going to do that. From a local Laguna dealer. They usually have some better like delivery setup. I don't even know, can you buy directly from Laguna? But yeah, if you're gonna buy it on Amazon, let me know, I'll give you my link. Amazon will probably have definitely the best like guaranteed delivery kind of setup, but alright, that should be as much as we're going to get out of the table saw, so for any of you who got scared of the loud noises, that should stop now. You guys can't even see me, hang on. Sorry, I was just clearing off glue gunk over here before I put this on the glue bottle. I've gotten pretty into this little thing from Rockler. It's a glue brush that just attaches straight on top of your glue bottle. I use Rockler glue brushes for a long time, but I've just started using this glue bottle top recently. I don't know, just cuts the middleman out, I guess. Dad, I know you're concerned with my hands, but don't worry, I never go inside of the throat plate. I always use the throat plate as like a warning guide. If I have to go near the throat plate or near the blade guide, if I'm ever even going to brush that, I'll use a push stick. You can be even safer than that, but that's how safe I usually get to. I should have probably had a dust mask on too. Can everybody still hear me okay? I recently put a hose reel on my shop. I should have had that a long time ago. It makes things so much easier. I can use my air tools wherever I want to. Oh no, that's too short. Oh, how's everybody doing? Anybody have any interesting stories to tell? Any interesting videos I need to watch? Go ahead and link them in the comments. I wish I had in-betweens, but all I have is these 2 1/4 inch rads. It might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll see how they do. You have no idea how hard this is, guys. Trying to build a project while framing a shot, while trying to talk to you. I have no idea how Adam Savage does it. Much props. Get my glue mat over there, because I don't want to mess up my next table saw. So there's going to be literally no weight on this thing, so this glue is entirely overkill, but glue it. The one thing I did find though is that if you're using particularly narrow pieces, like with those cleats on that thing, it tends to split, blow out, or crack. So when you use brad nails, so I mean, you ideally want to use screws with MDF, but I'm just trying to do this quickly because it's a shop project, right? Make sure you drive it nice and straight. 1, 2, 3. 3 more on the other side here. So after this, after we knock this together real quick, I'm going to share some creators that I've been following through the shutdown. As you all probably have, I've been scrolling a lot of social media, and I just wanted to call out a couple creators that are making some really cool stuff on the platform. So, what kind of projects you guys want to see on this stream? I mean, I can't build crazy complex stuff, but if there's simple shop projects or whatever you guys want to see put together on here, I could definitely knock some stuff out. I mean, I don't want to, I don't enjoy watching like woodworkers just, you know, pine on, hang out, and have a beer too long. But if that's something you guys want to do, I don't have to build something. If you guys just want to hang out, that's great. But this whole platform is so weird because it's like, it's all like one directional when you're doing this kind of stuff. Okay. I need a 4-inch spacer so that I nail my spacing. I'll cut that real quick. So I'll just use that spacer to lay out my spacing as I nail all these in. That way I don't have to measure every time. I'll start from the outside and work my way in, and then once I get it just right, hopefully I'll nail that center one. Doubt it, but hoping. That spacer just so. Yeah, it always can speed stuff up when you can use a spacer, so use a spacer. I'm just going to match to the bottom, so what difference does it make if it's off by a little bit? Famous last words, right? At this point, it's just going to be a little bottom shelter. Any interesting comments? What we got? I can only pick up sound on left earbud. Weird, huh? Let me see what's going on here. It should be stereo. Stereo setup. External. Yeah. Can you guys hear me now? Is that any better? Got a stereo headphone hooked up. Seeing stereo levels. Oh, I see what it is, yeah. For some reason it's coming in as mono. It's because I'm running off of a shotgun microphone. I don't know how to change that. So, sorry about that. I'll figure that out for next week, though. Sorry for all the people who hate mono. I don't know why that's going on. I have a stereo lapel mic, though, that'll hopefully work for next week. This live streaming stuff is nuts. Like, I'm big into camera technology and stuff, and I've been trying to plan towards doing a live stream for a while, but it's complicated. There's all kinds of craziness. I think I miscalculated this significantly. My first live build, right? Getting all my measurements wrong. I think I need one more of these. "24 people watching. Hey, welcome. What part of the country are you located in? It looks beautiful out and love sounds with birds in the background. Cold and rainy for the next 4 days, western Pennsylvania." It is, I live in St. Louis, Missouri. It is beautiful. We have some of the best springs in the country. I won't accept any other answer other than that. We also get beautiful winters and falls and summers. We get all the seasons here. Spring has just sprung. I live on a nice little like rural 3 acres back in the woods outside of one of St. Louis's counties. All of the trees just bloomed, so yeah, it's basically peak beautiful. And the birds, we just moved here in May. The birds on this lot are insane. We have a bluebird that lives here. We have 2 giant like red-crested woodpeckers. There's all kinds of finches and everything all over the place. It's wonderful. You might be able to hear also at the bottom of our hill. I just installed a little fountain. So yeah, lots of great nature noises around here. I don't always get to work with the shop doors open because most of the time I'm working at night. But when I do, especially on like a beautiful weekend day like this, whew, it's nice. Okay, yeah, I'm 1 spacer short. I will figure that out later. Yeah, I cut 5. I think I did my math wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. I will find an interesting way to incorporate that, and I will let you guys know on Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it's at the Woodwork.LIFE. I'll show you what I make of this hodgepodgery. The nice thing about MDF, when I build MDF projects, and I just switched over to MDF for shop projects. I used to hate MDF, but with a new solid better dust collection, now it doesn't totally ruin my shop every time I use it. But the nice thing about it is it's very, very easy to paint. Like you just kind of scuff sand it with 220 and you're ready to rock and roll. So this will be painted black, much like my other organizer. I'm attaching the 2 outside faces first because this isn't going to be perfectly square, but if I attach the 2 outside faces, then I have a chance because all of my cuts are square. So it's just referencing off itself. I wouldn't do this with hardwoods, but with MDF it's fine. I'm going to wrestle into shape here. Okay. Just using my spacer here. This is the simplest, most stressful project I've ever built. Okay, that one. Works one in. Yeah, the birds really help out here because if I don't have the intelligence to say anything intelligent, I can just let them speak for me. Feel a little bit like Bob Ross. Okay, so not perfect, but we're cooking. There we go. Very exciting, I'm aware. My God, it looks like I built a birdhouse. I mean, it's not even 6 inches wide and just 6-inch standing pads, so it's not ideal, but we'll make it work. Call it a prototype. There's our 80 grit sanding discs. I guess the nice thing about it being undersized is it holds itself in place, so that's good. I don't need any like clever way to hold the sandpaper in place. There's 220s. Boom, and then I can figure out some little like accessory drawer or something to put in there. So yeah, that's a project, I guess, knocked out. Now I don't have all those boxes laying around, but I'm not totally happy with it. It was so quick, I'll probably redo it, we'll see. It was fun. Anyway, let me pull this in here. Gnome home. Oh, hey, what's up? Another person from Washington. How's everybody doing? Billy McGee. No relation to Willie McGee, I'm sure. From St. Louis. He's a famous St. Louisan. Let me get right back up here. All right. All right, so thanks all you guys who hung with me and watched me build that travesty. Sometimes when I'm working in my shop, which is in my basement, the air compressor comes on and scares the bejesus out of me. Yes, the same thing happens to me. I actually, there's a cool little thing that I do in my shop. And if I wasn't building something using nails, I would have done it here. Is I use these little, they're electronic like lamp controllers. So I have this one, so it's set up for dust collector, air compressor, which I can just turn off whenever I want to. And I completely forgot what number 1 is. I might not have a number 1 anymore. Oh, that used to be for the big dust collector. But I use these little 15 amp lamp controllers for to automate my dust collection. That way I can just flip it on whenever I need to do dust collection. Okay. So we built our project. It's a hot pile of garbage, but it's done. So that's that. I guess this is a part where I want to ask you guys, what are you building today? What are you building this weekend? I have that's like an ongoing question on Twitter and my Facebook, at Wood.Work.LIFE on Twitter and at the Wood.Work.LIFE on Facebook. Every Sunday I ask the question, what are you building this weekend? So please let me know in the comments if you're building anything cool, and share a link on Instagram. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to show a couple of creators that I've been following through the years and show a couple of projects that they're working on. So let me hope that this works. I did prepare some ahead of time. Geeking out over is Kieran here, who's been building basically my dream workbench. He goes by Over the Wireless on Instagram. He's been building this just like insane level of detail slab rubo, which is what I'm aiming to build too. So like this guy right here, just nuts. And so I have a white oak top. He has white oak legs too, but I have red oak legs, so he's cooler than me. Another one of my buddies, Third Coast Craftsman. Jewelry cabinet, I hope for his wife. But it's got an epoxy top, all kinds of ridiculous hand joinery. Just really beautiful stuff. That's nuts. Dude's crazy, crazy. So yeah, go give Third Coast Craftsman and Over the Wireless a follow. What was it? I completely forgot. I had gotten 3 ready, but I'll show you if he posted it on his site. I commissioned recently a hammer from Zach at ZH Fabrications. He just makes beautiful, beautiful work. He does smithing and also some woodworking. I don't think he shared a picture of my hammer yet though. My hammer's almost done. Is this it? No, that's not it. But I had him build me a claw hammer like these, similar to that, maybe not as much like detail. But go give Zach over at ZH a follow. He's super crazy talented. Is there anybody else that I should be following? Any other creators that you guys have been super into? Joel, appreciate your videos and blogs. You're actually part of my inspiration to start woodworking. Oh, dude, Joseph, that's too cool, man. I'm just a dude in his garage, so I mean, everybody is. So glad I could inspire you, but just reach out to me, man. If there's anything you ever have any questions about, just drop me a message on any of my social media. I'd be happy to engage with you on that. Billy, you like to build signs, flags, and live edge river tables. Very cool. I'm actually about to redo all the signs for my neighborhood. Trying to figure out how to do a video about that without doxing myself. But all the signs in this neighborhood are built in the National Park rustic aesthetic. So gonna try to find that font pack and find the detail and like actually go and redo them all as actual proper National Park font. Billy, though, if you're like a professional sign maker, do you have any feedback on what material I should be using for signs? I was thinking about using like that cementatious like foam board stuff, that like actual proper sign board, but it's going to be outdoors and I don't know how that stuff holds up without like a frame and like an awning. So let me know if you have any recommendations on that. I also want to open up this last couple minutes for any recommendations or requests for the build for the next live stream. Hopefully I won't have as many technical difficulties and be restricted down to this abomination. But if there's anything that you have that you can recommend or anything you want to request for me to build on the next stream, like, you know, I know there's a lot of people in my community tab that requested like kids projects. So, you know, if we want to build like a birdhouse or, you know, something simple, you know, a blanket ladder or something like that that you can build with your kids, that would be something. or really anything. If you guys have any requests, I'm just gonna hang around here for the next couple minutes, see what pops into the comments, and just answer questions. So I guess it's like kind of the Q&A here at the end. Advice on doing dovetail slide joints for shelves. For dovetail slide joints, if you're doing them on shelves, I highly recommend doing it at a router table if you have that option, or using an edge guide. If you're doing it freehand. The other piece would be use a straight cut bit or like an upcut bit, so it ejects the chips out first to clear the majority of the waste. And then go back with your actual dovetail bit just to get the detail. And I don't know, any specific questions, Joshua, around like what to do with that? Also, I would sneak up on your cut. So when you're setting your fence on your router table or your edge guide, make sure that you're undercutting, so you're not cutting right to your final dimension, so you can sneak up on that final fit. That way you'll get that nice snug fit with no visible gap or whatever. Cedar, and at the big box stores, cedar fencing is the ticket cheap. Okay, so will cedar like hold up over time? I just got a mess of like really nice Eastern. That was for signs. I'm assuming you're talking about, Billy. Cedar. The one thing I'm worried about is like, yeah, it's very dimensionally stable and it's got the oils for water resistance, but I'm a little worried about like fine details in the CNC cut chipping out if I'm doing like lettering and things like that, because I know that the grain on cedar is so straight that it splits super easy. So I might try a couple test passes since I have all that extra cedar, but yeah, I'm hoping to get like some sort of manufactured product. The gap is where I'm getting the problems. Okay, the gap for your sliding dovetail shelves. Yeah, all I would do is undercut it. If you do still have a gap though, you might want to try a water-based glue so that your wood swells a little bit when you install it. I would put the glue in the slot though, and then slide your piece into that. The water and the glue will make the grain and the wood swell just a little bit, so it should clear if you just have a little minor gap. But if you have a big gap and you need to recut it, I would go through and, like I said, just sneak up on the cut. Also, make sure that you're using the proper orientation of bits. And so, like when you're cutting your dovetail, if you're using a router, make sure that it's raised to the right height. You know, be very, very precise with that stuff and sneak up on every measurement, not just that final width. Sliding dovetails are a pain in the butt. Any advice on a good 6 or 8 inch joiner? Looking at Rikon, match my Rikon bandsaw and sander. It depends on what you're looking for your joiner. I actually just upgraded my joiner when I moved into the new house. So now I have this bad boy, another Laguna. That's probably as much because I like the aesthetics as I like anything else. It's got phenomenal fine adjustments. It's got great dust collection. It's got fantastic fences and stuff. But this is like an industrial, like 8-inch joiner. If you don't need all the extra features, I can't speak to any in particular, but I mean, Laguna makes a great one. That's what I use. I think Jet comes out of a similar factory to a lot of those, and I think Jet's got one that's a lot cheaper for an 8-inch one. I would definitely though recommend, just after looking through a lot of the reviews, to get one that's just a dedicated joiner, not like a joiner planer combo, unless you're spending, you know, the multiple $1,000s on. Most popular video is about table saw jigs. Should do a video about miter saw jigs or tips. Might get a few views. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll write that down. Mr. Guffey. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. I try not to get stuck in a lane, but I know like that's the way to be successful on YouTube. But like I still have a full-time job. I'm still working like 50 hours a week, so like I have to be able to enjoy it. So if I'm building, you know, if I'm just feeding the beast and just doing the same video over and over again, I will very quickly lose interest. So I'm trying to be trying to do this with balance in mind, you know, stuff I enjoy, but stuff I think people are going to enjoy at the same time. I'll take 2 more questions. So anybody have any questions before we end the stream for today? Take 2 more questions or any suggestions for projects for next week. Because I only have this much coffee left, so bear with me. Yes, mine is a helical head. Helical head is huge if you can afford it. Helical head will not only give you a smoother finish, but one of the things that a lot of the review videos don't talk about with helical heads is they also make smaller chips. So your dust collection is less likely to clog as it's going through and sucking. So with helical heads, it makes really, really small chips, like almost sawdust. And that's just a lot more efficient to go through your dust collection system. So if you are trying to be a dust-free, like clean shop, helical heads are totally worth the investment. I'm a buy once, cry once kind of guy, so I'm not going to try to find the bottom of the barrel deal just to save a couple bucks if it creates more headaches in the future. Got time for one more question? I got enough coffee for one more question anyway. Anyone? Well, it was really cool hanging out with you guys today. I'm going to try to do this every Sunday at 10 Central. If you want to come join us, just make sure you're subscribed. Check out some of my other videos if you're new to the channel. I don't know how this live stream stuff works, but if you haven't seen the other videos, which I don't know how you wouldn't have if you're seeing my live stream, go check those out. I try to publish videos when I can. Unfortunately, with this whole COVID thing, my work, my day job is greatly accelerated, and as I'm sure all you guys do, I've got a lot more responsibilities at home with homeschooling the kids and whatnot. So I'm trying to stay sane. So I figured I'd start live streaming with you guys just so I could at least have a conversation. It's been fun. I'll see you guys next week. I've got a couple videos in the works. I hope to share those with you. Grab me on Instagram or Twitter or whatever social media platform you want to if you ever want to chat with me. I try to respond to anything that anybody takes the time to actually put thought into, whether it's a comment on YouTube or a tweet at me or Instagram DM or post with me tagged in it. If you put the thought into it, at least seem like you're asking a reasonable question, I try to respond to everything. But yeah, have a great rest of your weekends. Enjoy your time off. Stay safe. Stay inside. Wash your dirty hands. And remember to keep your tools sharp and keep your mind sharper. Have a good one.